there Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk Bounty video. And in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Luke Skywalker and Grogu Deluxe set from the Book of Boba Fett. So this is one of those windowless deluxe sets that we're quite used to now. It basically is a figure with some extra accessories which apparently makes it deluxe. You can get this Luke Skywalker on a single card if that is what you prefer. He's due to come out in a future wave, but it will be this year. So if that's your thing, if you're a carded collector, then you're not going to want this set. You're just going to go for the single carded figure. You don't get Grogu, you just get Luke Skywalker with his lightsaber and unlit lightsaber, I think. That is what you get. But in this set you get a bunch more stuff. I've had this set a couple of days now. I just didn't get around to making a video. I had other videos to make. But I just want to say a big shout out to Return of the Nerd. This is where I got this set from early. They operate out of Taiwan. I will leave a link in the description below. They're on Instagram basically. That's where you can find them. So that's Return of the Nerd. So let's take a look at the box, not the card back I was just about to say. It kind of does have a card back, doesn't it? But there it is, Luke Skywalker and Grogu. You can see there with the frogs and everything. And Luke Skywalker standing over training Grogu. And you've got that sunburst there, just showing that you can also put Grogu into a training backpack. On the back of the box there, you've got another image of the figure with Grogu. That actually depicts a scene from the series where he's walking along and talking to Grogu. I think that's the point where he's trying to make him remember his past and things like that. But there's that sort of white window which tells you what you get in the set. And they always do that. And you can see that we get Luke Skywalker, Grogu, the backpack, the frogs, unlit lightsabers, loads of other stuff which we will get into in a second. You've got the Vintage Collection logo at the bottom there, and yeah, that's it about for the packaging really. I mean, you've got the side there, just shows you Grogu. That's where he has to make the decision whether he wants to become a Jedi or a Mandalorian basically. So and there's another one with the frog. So that's about it for the packaging. We will be opening this up now, checking out the figure, and we will be comparing the Luke Skywalker against a couple of other Luke Skywalkers that we've got in the past. So let's get into it. And just quickly, this is how it is packaged with inside that box, as minimalistic as possible. No plastic, like these wax packets, all in cardboard. Alright then, so before we take a look at the figure in detail and compare him against some other Luke Skywalkers that we have and talk about the articulation and what's new on the figure, I just thought I'd put him in a very quick pose with some of the accessories just to show you basically what you can do with him. So I've got him in that sort of cross-legged position, which is made possible by the sort of soft goods that the figure has. So that's what you can do with it. And of course, there are more accessories that come with the set, which we will look at as well. But I just thought I'd just give you a general idea of what's included. Okay, so first off, we'll quickly look at the Grogu figure. Now, I couldn't tell you if this is an exclusive to the set Grogu, like others have been. In my opinion, we've had too many Grogus as it is. They seem to come with everything these days. And this is just another one to add to the collection, basically. You know, I appreciate that we have had different versions with different heads and different expressions, eyes closed, ears up, ears down, things in his hands and all that kind of thing. But to me, we've got too many Grogus now, and hopefully we won't get too many more because, as I say, we've got too many. But this one does have a peg hole in his foot, very similar to the one that came with the N1 Starfighter. If you haven't checked out the N1 Starfighter review, that is on the channel. But yeah, another Grogu. Alright then, so there is a super close-up of the head sculpt, and I'm pretty sure that the head is not new for this figure. We've had it before. I'm just going to bring in this figure here. So this is the Mandalorian version of Luke Skywalker, and to me the heads look very, very similar. Also, I'm pretty sure it was also used on the Jedi Knight version way back when, just with a different hair colour. They look very, very similar to me, so I'm pretty sure that the head is not new. However, I do believe that the rest of the figure is all new. He has that new body sculpt there with kind of like his sort of training pyjamas, if you like. And he does have these soft goods, which I mentioned before, which enables him to cross his legs. I think that's why they included it like that. It actually doesn't look too bad when he's sitting down in that pose, but here, obviously, it kind of looks like a skirt. Very much like they did with the Tarkin figure back in, 2012 or whatever it was. The legs again are all new because they're not the same as that Jedi version from the Mandalorian, because he does have those new barbell hips, which that other figure doesn't have. I remember when the figure got revealed, I think a lot of people were saying that the boots aren't accurate to the Jedi training scene. But I think in the Book of Boba Fett, he actually changes his boots. At one moment, he has this style boot, and then the next, he has those like kind of ninja shoes for when he climbs up the like bamboo shoots with Grogu on his back. This figure is going to be released single carded, as I said, and it's not going to be changed in any way. And the picture on that card back does depict him in those bamboos, trees. So, you know, they're not going to change the legs just for that figure. But apart from that, the figure is all new. He has that nice tassel on his belt. The head is on a double barbell, lots of range of motion. Hinges at the shoulders, which go up about that far and all the way round. Hinges at the elbows, which go just past 90. And then we have hinges at the wrists, and they swivel as well. We have a ball, and it also twists at the hip as well, just below that. We have the barbell hips, as I mentioned. Cut at the thigh, hinge at the knee, which swivels, and then of course we have the rocker ankles at the bottom. So that's the Luke Skywalker that you get with the pack. I'm quite happy with it. I think it looks pretty accurate to the source material. I know some people don't like the soft goods, but I think, you know, to be able to get him into that pose, you know, that's probably the only way that they could have done that. But yeah, he's all black, Jedi Knight. Looks pretty cool. One of the accessories that they've included is the training backpack for Grogu to sit in, and it fits perfectly over Luke's shoulders. It does have the big buckle still, and there he is sat in the back, which looks pretty good. Of course, they have made the backpack smaller than the version that you get with the Yoda figure in the Cave of Evil, because this one is designed to hold Grogu and not Yoda. So I'll just show you quickly. You know, there's the one that we got with the Yoda figure, which is exactly the same as the one that we got in that Cave of Evil 3-pack. Another accessory is Luke Skywalker's lit green lightsaber. I think we've seen that one before. You also get Luke Skywalker's unlit lightsaber with the peg there, which is a bit bizarre because there's nowhere on the figure to attach it to. There is no hole on the belt for that to attach to the figure. So that's a bit odd. Also included is Grogu's lightsaber, which I don't think we've ever had before. So that's pretty cool. That's the lit one. And you also get the hilt as well. Tiny little thing. Also included is the Beskar chainmail for Grogu, which was the gift from the Mandalorian. And that is just like a, you know, soft vinyl plastic, bendy plastic, but it has got the detail of that sort of chainmail on there. We also have the tied handkerchief piece here, which contains the chainmail, painted on one side, not on the other. Strangely looks like Grogu, of course, which was noticed by loads of people at the time. But yeah, nice little accessory to have, and obviously that's the sort of choice that Grogu has at that point. You know, take the chainmail or take the lightsaber, basically. The floating frogs you saw earlier, they come on this little stand here. I think that's supposed to depict water. I guess that's the only way that they could manage to get them floating. You know, when he is lifting them up, they do have some water dripping off. Not as much as that, of course, but I think it's a pretty good way of depicting that scene. And those little frogs can spin around on those pegs, so you can have them any way that you wish, and they do come off as well. So they have a little peg hole in the bottom of them, and they can just, you know, peg right back on there. And as I say, you can move them all around as much as you want. You also get 4 of these frogs in the sitting position. The one-eyed frogs. The sculpt is exactly the same as the one that we got with the child in the pram in the main line. Just a different colour, basically. That one was a much sort of more aqua green, I guess, and this one's more screen accurate to a, you know, a swamp frog, basically. So you get 4 of those. And finally, there is everything that you get within the set laid out in front of you, so you can see what there is. As I mentioned before, if you're a carded collector, then you're probably not going to be interested in any of this stuff. This is all world building stuff. People that build dioramas, have things on display loose. You know, you're probably going to want this. But in terms of a carded collector, then just wait for the Luke Skywalker that comes out in the main line. Of course, you don't get any of the extra accessories, but you do get the figure and the lightsaber on that Book of Boba Fett card back with the image of him with Grogu in the bamboo. That's what I advise you to do. If you're a carded collector, obviously just get that. There's no need to get this whatsoever. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate everybody that watches my videos, and thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members. As always, your support means a great deal to me, so thank you so much. Drop a like down below if you enjoyed the video, and we shall see you on the next one.